Hey guys, and welcome back to a brand new video and another episode of my MotoGP 18 Rider Career Mode. And today we are here for round number 10 for the Czech Republic Grand Prix at Brno. One of the better tracks in the calendar, one that I quite enjoy. A very nice, well-balanced track, and one of the ultimate racing tracks to drive on. That gives you real nice satisfaction when you get a lap hooked up. But before we can jump into this episode, guys, if you did miss the last one at the Sachsenring in Germany, then do check it out by clicking the card in the top right corner of your screen. But we're now going to jump into qualifying for Brno, and let's see where we line up on the grid for the Czech Republic Grand Prix. So with that being said, let's get into qualifying. Right then, here we are for qualifying in Q2. However, a bit of a change. We only got P10 in practice. We was 1.3 off of the pace, and the lap was pretty good. So we've still gone to Q2, which means we still have good pace inside the top 12. However, maybe the pace might need some working on to try and get anywhere above inside the top 10. It seems like we're going to have to work for it in this qualifying session, so let's see what happens. You never know. This might be one track where the AR might actually be decent at, and we might have an actual challenge on our hands. So let's see how it goes, and let's get into qualifying. The only real difference is that we have a wet track. No rain, just a wet track, whereas practice was in the dry, so that might play into my hands or might increase my disadvantage. We'll have to wait and see, but let's see how we go as we come extremely close to Jack Miller there. Let's see what this first lap is like. Okay, into the penultimate corner, we're looking good to go fastest, just about. Currently just a quarter of a second, 2.5 tenths up after 3 sectors. Very patient on the throttle here. These conditions are not ideal, but we are going to come up to the line and set a 58.8. I reckon I can do better than that, so let's see what the second attempt is like. But right now we are top of the pile, and I reckon we can go a little bit quicker. Get at least below the mid 58, I reckon. Here we go through the final corner. It's going to be close to see whether we improve or not. We are going to get one more lap in, I think, so we'll try one more time to try and improve as we cross the line with 2 seconds to go. We fractionally miss out on improving, but I know I can do better, so let's make sure we make it count this lap. The track seems to have dramatically improved and dried out a bit more. The AI into the 1 minute 55s. I'm on for a much better personal best this lap, but I mean, this is going to be interesting. Penultimate corner. I wonder if the AR went for the dry tyres. I'm not sure either way. I don't even know if you can do that or not, but at the final corner on the power, Marquez fast with a 55.6 up to the line. We do improve to a 57, 57.1 or 0.2 that was. Let's see.
Let's have a look at the times after the second and last qualifying session. Our live broadcast ends here for today. Thanks for joining us. Tune in again tomorrow for live coverage of the MotoGP Class Grand Prix.
And there we have it, only P12. I wonder if the AR maybe gambled on the dry tyres. I don't know if you can do that. Last time I swear you can't change the tyre in qualifying because there's not dynamic weather in this game. Maybe I'm wrong, who knows. But P12, yeah, that's what it is. Can't really do much about it, to be honest with you. I thought the pace was good. The lap was quite nice and tidy. So the only explanation I have is that maybe the AR went on the dry tyres. So anyway, we'll make it work tomorrow in the race and see what we can do. But P12 for us, it's time for the race.
Here we are live from the MotoGP class starting grid, where riders and engineers are talking over the last few details before the start of the race.
Here we go then, race time. Let's strap on some hard tyres and get ready to go, because I'm looking forward to the race for a change. We're going to have a challenge on our hands, and that's exactly what I signed up for. So no more need for an intro, let's jump into it. It's time for the Czech Republic Grand Prix.
We are seconds away from the start of the race. The riders are coming down to the start of the Czech Grand Prix here in Brno.
Right then, I'm not used to being this far back. 5 red lights. And we are on the way at Brno, a very long 5 lights, but we are finally racing here, and it's a poor start off the line. Lots of wheeling, not the best one by any means. We've fallen way back into the pack here. The turn on for the first time. Getting sandwiched there between my teammate and also Nakagami. We're going to look for the outside at turn 1. Make up for lost time. A lovely racing line here, side by side with Valentino yet again. Up into P9, so nice recovery. And a good start to the lap. We've made up for the poor start. Opting for the outside line where there's way less traffic. Oh, a little bit wide there, a little bit too happy on the power. Got Lorenzo on the inside here. I'm going to have to readapt to these dry conditions as Jack Miller gets past. A bit scruffy so far. Just need to try and get used to the bike again and get a good feel for it, as Miller gets a very early apex here. I'm going to have to try and follow him through. There's Scott Redding, no, Alicia Spargo on the P12. Good start from my teammate. I'm going to go up the inside of him again there. But he cuts right back underneath. I'm going to get the power on around the outside. Side by side, the two Aprilias here. Can I go on the outside? Yes, I can. Hot on the brakes, but I'm going around the outside. I made it work. Defending my position hard here. Working hard for it. I need to readapt. I wasn't using the rear brake at all in qualifying in the wet, because if you use the rear brake, you're going to hit the ground. All I'm using is the front brake, but now I'm in the dry again. I need to remember I can use the rear brake and lean on that rear end a bit more. So let's see if we can try and pick up the pace and make it work for us. But right now, we're looking to be struggling a little bit for pace here early on. Just trying to keep my teammate behind me. Okay, I've just started to find my rhythm a little bit now. I'm starting to get going, picking up the pace a little bit. And overall, starting to feel a little bit more comfortable. I think we've got Tito Rabat here in front of Lorenzo, who's had a great start, but he's starting to drop through the field now and cause a bit of a traffic jam. So that's going to give us an opportunity to overtake, as Espargaro looks to the inside line again there. Oh no, that's actually Petrucci now. Okay, so Petrucci now making his way up through the field. Currently, I'm in a bit of Octo Pramac sandwich at the moment with Miller in front and Petrucci behind. But right now the pace is good, and we're starting to find our feet a bit. So let's try and make it count for something and try and make these moves. Okay, nice exit out of there. We're getting nice and close to Jack Miller now. Might get a chance of going for a pop up the inside, possibly into the next few corners here. As we go into Kevin Schwantz. Lorenzo's made the move on Rabat, it seems. I think it's Rabat, I'm pretty sure. And now we've got Pedrosa looking for the overtake, as is Miller. A little bit hot there, using the rear brake to really get the front end turn in. I'm definitely struggling for pace though, I can tell you that for a fact. We're going to struggle to get inside the top 10 this race. A bit of a different challenge, but I like it, and something different. Good exit out of 1, going through 2, carrying the speed here, keeping the bike nice and straight. What we like on the brakes, not too bad, nothing spectacular though. We are really knocking on the door now and getting close to these guys. There's a chance here to gain 3 places, and I have to gain those positions as I get a bit of a poor exit out of the right hander there. Just not the best exit, just using too much curb. But we are knocking on the doors. Petrucci looks for the inside line, no way through there just yet. This Pramac sandwich is causing me a bit of trouble here, and I'm having to defend and attack at the same time when it comes to the lines I'm taking. So let's see what we can do. I like to take a bit wider line, but I'm having to take a very narrow one to also cover off from Danilo behind me. So this is sort of a mixed one for me at the minute, as I get a nice run through there, getting extremely close to Jack Miller. Okay, out the final corner onto lap number 5. Nice exit here, and nice and close to Jack Miller. This might be our chance. On the brakes, very high into turn 1. I'm going to go very wide, which is the line I prefer to take, and then I'm going to come back in with the extra speed and momentum in 4th gear, just like I did on lap 1, and make the move there. We're also going to get the run on Pedrosa, it seems. I'm going to have to bear right. Can I go on the outside of Danny here? It's going to be an interesting move if I can. I'm looking for it. Just can't quite get it done though. I'm going to have to sit behind him. It definitely feels like the AI have had a hot fix or something, because they're way more aggressive attacking and defending, I've noticed so far in this race. They're a lot harder to beat as well, so maybe there has been a patch. Maybe one of you guys can let me know in the comments. Either way, close to Danny here, going to the inside line. Can we get him on the braking? It's going to be tricky. Into Kevin Schwantz on the brakes late. Danny just cuts back underneath me though. and retakes the position for P10. Just going to watch this from afar. I want to try and set myself up at the right place at the right time, like here for example. Straighten up the bike nice and early here, opting for the inside, beautifully calculated here. Now we've got T-Toro back. Can we get him under braking here? A little bit of an unstable rear end there, but luckily we stay aboard and we don't fall off the bike. A little bit of contact with Rabat's rear end as we get on the power on the exit onto lap number 6. Let's try and make this move count now. Turn 1's going to be my opportunity. I need to go nice and tight on the apex and also run a little bit deep in the process to come back at Rabat through the exit and out of turn 2, which is exactly what I've done. A bit of a short shift to 4th gear into 5th. That Ducati is fast in a straight line, we all know that. And we've got the inside here. Forced Rabat a bit wide, bit of a nasty move, but had to make it count, and we have done. We're now up into P9, so good recovery back inside the top 10. Do we have enough laps left to catch any of the guys in front? I personally don't think I've got the pace to catch any of the guys in front of me, but we'll see what I can do and see if we can get any more out of this race. Right, good start. Personal best 52.4. Now first lap in clean air. Can I try and dip into the 51s at least? That'd be a good race pace if I can. 52.1, not a bad lap. We are gaining a little bit on Lorenzo, I think. We've now officially left Pedrosa behind, so we're sort of running solo now for the last 3 laps of this Grand Prix. Another 52.1. We are gaining on Lorenzo slightly, but not enough to catch him before the end of the Grand Prix, so this might be all she wrote, and this is where we might finish this race, I think. Here we go then onto the last lap of the Grand Prix. Another 52.2. Lap times are good. Gap to Lorenzo is coming down, but not enough, so I think this is where we're going to finish this race. Let's just bring it home. Here we go then through the final corner, and we're going to come home for a pretty satisfying, and I'm happy with P9. I think that's the best we could have done this race. As we said, another 52.1, pretty much summarising where we lie with our pace. So overall, not too shabby from P12 on the grid. Nice little recovery, and hopefully more of those sort of races, please, because that's the sort of performance I want to see from the AI. And now I've actually got a reason to want to really improve the bike.
Before going to the podium awards ceremony, let's take a look at the final MotoGP race results.
And there we have it then. Dovi wins. His fastest lap was a 50.8, and those are the lap times we couldn't match. You can see we are the first man to not do a 51 in the fastest lap, so it sort of summarises where our pace was. And yeah, we tried our best. Overall, an enjoyable race. I still really liked it. Different sort of race that we've been used to this season, and I cannot complain. But let's look at the final Riders' Championship after that race, and we dropped down to 3rd place in the championship behind Marquez. Dovi, as strong as ever, wins again, extends his lead. In terms of the Constructors, same as the Riders' Championship, we have 43 points adrift. And finally, the Team Championship, you can see we are in P4, still comfortably ahead of Pramac, and just a little bit shy of Movistar Yamaha. So yeah, let's see how it goes in the next coming episodes, but now let's get into some upgrades. Okay then, so I've assessed the options, and we're going to go for a double suspension upgrade. Hydraulics and elasticity. Hydraulics obviously improve how the bike performs over curbing and overall bumpy surfaces up, dodgy tarmac, and also elasticity to improve the bike's overall stability, so I can really push it a lot more and lean on the bike when I need the performance. So a double upgrade there, and that's going to leave us with one more upgrade in the suspension part of things for this season. In the next episode, I'll try and focus on the frame. Actually, I can get one now, so I'm going to go for one. I thought I didn't have enough points, but I do. So we are going to get an upgrade on the frame for the lean to actually get it all leveled up to level 2 there, and a triple upgrade for the next episode. So hopefully that will help us out in the next race, which I believe is going to be at Austria. So yeah guys, hopefully you have enjoyed this episode of the MotoGP 18 crew. Maybe if you have, then drop a like on the video. Also do get subscribed if you're new to the channel for daily Formula 1 and MotoGP content. Turn on notifications so don't miss a single video from me. And finally, check out these 2 videos on screen if you have missed them. But other than that guys, thanks for watching. Let's see my next video very soon. Goodbye.